Hello, everyone, and welcome back to episode 6 of In Moderation. Today is the day, everyone. We are finally going to start our automation of a bunch of resources. So, as I've been alluding to for the last couple episodes, over in the spawn chunks, I am wanting to start producing farms over there. Today is not that day. That's going to require a lot of building materials because I have a certain build that I want to do for the first farms that I set up over there. But one of the building materials that I want is green terracotta, which is actually going to be pretty difficult because we do not have a desert within the world border of our current world. So in order to get cactus, we're going to have to do other methods in order to get green dye. But we also do not have a mesa in our world, meaning that if I want to get clay, I have to mine up rivers or I have to go into lush caves in order to get it. But why on earth would I go ahead and do that when I can just make clay with Create? And in fact, while I'm also making clay with Create, why don't I go ahead and make the materials also for making concrete? Because believe it or not, they're all part of the same process. You can make gravel, clay, and sand all from just cobblestone with Create. That is very, very, very nice, needless to say. Just with a couple cobblestone generators, I can go ahead, mine that cobblestone, process it through a couple machines, and out pops gravel, out pops clay, and out pops sand, all of which I can use for the colored blocks. Basically, as long as I can find a way to automate the dyes, that's going to give me 32 blocks just fully automated right then and there. But before we start work on that project, we have a lot of prep work to do. First things first, we need to create some better usage of getting stress units. Now, in our smeltery here, we decided to go with just two water wheels, one small, one big. The small one is just to increase the speed of the big one. But that does not provide many stress units. The big one only produces 512 stress units, while the small one only produces 256. That's like only a combined total of 700 something stress units. And we're going to need a lot more because this is going to be our building block factory that we're going to be starting today. This is not going to just be a factory just for the colored blocks. No. This is going to be our factory that we use to create every single block that we can automate. Now, this also means that this has to be located near an area that is going to be loaded a lot, but also I want to make sure that it is toggleable. I am not going to go ahead and create an entire system that is going to be running 24/7 when sometimes the chunks will not be loaded. That sounds like a bad idea. So in order to start our factory though, I want to get a couple things done then. I want to start a sheep farm. This is so that way we are able to get windmill bearings. Now, windmills are going to probably be the best case scenario for this. I think for today, we're going to start off with just the Create concrete and terracotta with just water wheels, just slapping a bunch of them down to make the process go. But in the future, we are wanting to switch it to windmills because they are going to be way better aesthetically. Next up, we also have to just make the factory. We are not going to build the entire factory today as that is a huge and monumental progress, and I don't even know how much I want to expand the factory yet. I do have an idea of how I want the factory to be built up, like vertically, but I don't even know how much space I'm going to need, like width and width-wise, like area-wise. I don't know how big I need the area to be yet, because I've only mocked up the design for the concrete and clay. So we're going to just go ahead, start with that, and work our way up based on what all I want to automate in this factory. And then by the end of this episode, we should have the process of automating the gravel and sand for concrete and terracotta all done. Now, with all that being said, I think the first things first that we need to do is we need to go ahead and find some sheep. And for the sheep farm, I'm just going to go ahead and use the standard vanilla automatic sheep farm where you just place a sheep in a 1x1 area, grass block, observer, looking at the grass block, and the observer triggers a redstone signal for a dispenser that shoots at the shears, that shears the sheep, and it goes into a minecart hopper below it. It is a very tried and true method, and frankly, I don't think Create has any better way of doing that method, because it is already an extremely simple method. And hey, that means we'll actually be using redstone in a Create world, right? So let's go ahead and just get that set up. All right, so we are definitely getting our wool built up now. Sheep farm, pretty simple to build. I did have to fight a lot of pillagers to get that extra sheep though, which was not fun. I will say that. But now that we've got that done, we need to work on the next step, which is actually getting brass. So how does one create brass? Well, it's actually very simple. Brass, all you need to do is heat up a copper ingot and a zinc ingot in a basin together, and then you will out pop some brass. Now you use a mechanical mixer here with the cog, and you just give it a stress unit, and then it will power this thing up. Now, in order to provide stress units, I'm just going to use the water wheels and stuff that I used for the drill previously, because we did dismantle the drill. That way I am able to get this stuff back. So let me go ahead and do that. And then just probably right here. No, we wanted to place it upwards though. Can I do that? There we go. And now probably just build a fence or like a barrier around this thing in order to provide it with the stress units it needs. So something like that. And will this work if I just do that? Attach this. And now if I I need to provide it heat. Sorry, I forgot to get coal. Oh no. That's right, I'm using charcoal because I have very little coal right now. Let me go ahead and smelt up some more while I'm thinking about it. So now, if I insert one copper ingot and one zinc ingot, if I can throw it in correctly, that... Oh, I need to power this. Hold on a second. And if I do that, will that work? No, it will not. What am I missing? Do I need something else to combine with it? Probably just needs more stress units then, I'm guessing. Probably needs more than the ones that I'm giving it. How about if I go ahead and add the large water wheel instead? Okay, now what if I use this wheel instead? And heat you back up? Still is not cooking both of them together. Is it require more than one zinc ingot? No. It only requires that much. Then I'm literally just guessing. I'm not... Unless if it needs an output, maybe? All right, so we got it working. Oh, just ran out of fuel. That is fine. So what I just did is that I placed both of the water wheels down, have one water source doing both, and then 2 layers of cog wheels to going into this. And now I'm just pulling out the brass as we go. I should probably hook up this belt right now, so that way I can just have this all go into the barrel. But I'm kind of just lazy, and I'm probably going to do it right after this blaze burner goes out. But yes, this is going to be providing us with what we need in order to actually make this farm work, which is the concrete, or not concrete, but the gravel, sand, and clay. We're going to be using brass tunnels in order to funnel each one of them to where they're supposed to end up at the very end. So that is going to be fantastic. the next step in order for our processing of the gravel, sand, and clay, we need to make a mechanical crafter because we need to get crushing wheels. And crushing wheels we can only get by using mechanical crafter. Now, mechanical crafters require a lot of resources because you need an electron tube. And with an electron tube, you need to get polished rose quartz. How do you get polished rose quartz? By using sandpaper on rose quartz. How do you get rose quartz, you ask? A lot. That's how. So we have to use quite a bit of stuff here. Hopefully I have enough and I don't have to go back to the nether. I think, though, with what I have, so you get 3 per one. So we need 9 of them, I think. Because we need 25 mechanical crafters, I believe, in order to get everything crafted together. So now let's go ahead and get sandpaper. And then I have to hold this in my offhand and do this. Oh, okay. It's 8 per one. Okay. That's going to make this a lot easier then. So now we got the polished rose quartz. Next, we need the brass casing. So we're just going to go ahead, strip a bunch of logs here. Need another axe already because I keep running out of axes too quickly. And we're going to just create a bunch of brass casing now. Craft up the electron tubes. And I'll probably just go ahead and craft them all. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There we go. That should be all I need for the time being. Now, I do not really know how much stress units this is going to cost. I'm probably going to say it's probably a lot. But I kind of want to just see if it is possible. I do have to go ahead and connect these all, though. Just go ahead and branch it off from these water wheels here. Probably not going to be possible, but I'm still going to try. Yep. Nope. That's not going to work. Okay, but what about another water wheel? And if I just place the water right here, that should add to it. Okay, okay. Yo, this would be awesome if it worked. Just work for me? Nope. Okay, we got a 4th water wheel now. Sometimes you just gotta add more water wheels and hope that your problems disappear, you know? Come on, you little cogwheel. I know you can do it this time. Yay! It requires 3 big cogwheels and 1 small one, but I got them working on the same stress source. So place this in the center and then place these all around. And then it should start. Oh, now that's some oh, that's really satisfying. I like that. I like that. Oh. And crushing wheels. And they end up in here. Oh, that looked beautiful. I want to see it again. Oh, it looks even smoother now. Oh, look at it. Just like 3 parts, and then they all come together at the very end. Whoa. Whoa. How beautiful. Now we have 4 crushing wheels. Exactly what we need in order to do the factory. All right, so we've gotten all the wool that we need in order to make the windmill for our source station for our factory here. However, I do want to start clearing out a land for this because in all honesty, I have no idea how big this factory is going to end up being, especially because I do plan on having like multiple layers in order to fit everything that I need this to fit. So we do need to go ahead and clear out probably a bit of area. You see, I already cleared out some area last time over here. But I don't even think this is going to be enough if I'm being completely honest. And I don't even know where exactly I want to place the factory even. I'm thinking possibly like right here, just clearing out these mounds here and just going ahead and building it up here. I think that might be the play because I don't want like another thing right next to the smeltery, as I think that just kind of just like it feels like it's part of the smeltery almost. So I'm definitely thinking over here to start. So I think that means that we might be needing some terraforming done. And while a lot of my time lapses so far have been building time lapses, aka the bridge last episode, our house, part of the smeltery technically. What about like just, you know, a good old-fashioned destruction time lapse, I guess. Terraforming the area so that way we are able to get everything that we need for our factory cleared out. I think that's a pretty good idea. So without further delay, let's go ahead and clear out this area. All right, and we're back. And as you can see, we cleared out a bit of the land here, and I also got started working on a platform already. So this is kind of the shape I'm going to want the factory to be. I haven't decided where I want the entrance to be, but the way that I view it is like whether it's from this side or that side. I walk in, and there's 3 different machines working at producing things right away. This one's going to be where the concrete and clay is going to be made. And this is going to be running from up here is where all the cobblestone will get transported up here. And basically it will get crushed into each of its variants. This one's a little offshoot right here. So that way I can void the flint that comes from it. However, I just decided that like, it's going to be a little bit boring to watch me just like think about the process of going through this. So I did already kind of design the entire process in a creative world on how I'm going to do this. So basically what you guys are going to be seeing is going to be the outcome of what this is going to look like. And I also wanted to leave room for I wanted to leave room for where I can access the chest that will have everything, but also leave space for a smart chute and a threshold switch, because I'm wanting to use a threshold switch in order to void materials or transport them to different places. Because like with sand, I can convert that into glass. So maybe I can transport it over to a smeltery/washing facility. Same thing with gravel. I can transport that over to a washing facility in order to get iron nuggets from it, which would be very great to have. So I'm wanting to be able to send those things places otherwhere in the facility. So I'm thinking I'm going to probably have like a washing and smelting station here. So that way I can get like extra glass and extra iron. And then those things will be voided when they overflow. Probably with flint too. I don't know if I'm going to have that much use for flint, but even still, I want to do that. And then I also have this in the center here. This is going to hold a windmill. The windmill is going to go up really high into the sky. I mean, not too high, but it is going to be high in the sky. And it's going to be the thing providing the power for basically everything here. If we ever do run out of power, I'll probably just add water wheels underneath it. So that way I can still go ahead and produce the power that I need. But I think with the 8,192 stress units that the windmill is going to provide us, we should be good for at least a little bit. But yeah, that is going to be the plan here. So why don't we go ahead and hop into another time lapse and just get our bearings organized. Let's hit it. So yeah. Okay. I have finally achieved the first death on here. I was just looking at JEI over here, seeing what other things I could put in the factory for future use, and a creeper came up and blew me up entirely. Oh, I got really jump scared there. Unfortunately, I was not recording it though. But well, guess Guess that's the first death of the series. If this was a hardcore series, it'd be over now. Luckily it isn't, though. Ah, look at it. Isn't it beautiful? Truly some of the best work that I have ever done in Minecraft, period. Although it does seem that, like, because this isn't going out anywhere, it's not wanting to take anything in. We should probably fix that, which we will go ahead and do right now while I'm thinking about it. But yeah, after we fix that, then we can go ahead and go over what is happening here. So if I just add this here, there we go. Sweet. Didn't even have to make gearboxes. That's nice. However, I do want you all going into inventory for right now. Go ahead and place you down and place you on here. Okay. There we go. Now it has an inventory to go into, and I do plan on adding just a chute and then lava right here probably in order to get just rid of it all. But yes, everything is working. We're getting sand, we're getting gravel, and we did get a couple clay already. Sweet, sweet, sweet. I have not determined yet on if I'm going to go ahead and make it a crafter yet, but I figured for now, I just want to get working to start off with. And at some point in the future, we can go ahead and change it however we want. Have a clutch right here, so that way I can just turn off all my machines all at once. Even though right now it's only one technically machine going on right now. But yes, this is going to be extremely, extremely helpful for us in order to get our materials for colored blocks now. And with that, I think that's going to wrap up this episode. Oh, and here's the windmill. Not all that fancy, but I think it works good. But either way, thank you all for watching. This has been MrObbymage, and thank you all for coming here and watching this episode of In Moderation. If you guys enjoyed, please like, comment, subscribe, do what you gotta do, or don't. And I'll see you all next time. Goodbye!